back. We back for another one. I'm forever with you. Hey, you gotta prove it to yourself. That's the only person you need to prove it to. You ain't gotta prove it to nobody else. Everything is a distraction. You don't need to prove nothing to nobody else. Just prove it to yourself. Take yourself serious. Lock in. And just go for what you know. It seems like sometimes we have to, I mean, like I say, when I was younger in high school, we got friends and we don't want to be left out and we always want to be a part of something. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to be a part of yourself, you know, and trust your gut. You know what I'm saying? Like, figure out who you are and where you want to be, because you don't like everything that the next person likes, and they don't like what you like. You know what I'm saying? And you might like making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and the next person don't like making them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you got to really find out where you want to go in life and what you want to do in life, because it's really all on you. You only could prove it to you should only prove it to yourself. I mean, there's other causes. You want to do this for grandma. I want to do this for my kids. But really, deep down inside, you want to do this for yourself. This is a selfish life. And to get where you want to get, you have to be selfish. You have to be selfish and be disciplined and know how to say no. Them three things, I think, all go together. You gotta be selfish, because it's only your dream. It's only you. Nobody else believe in your dream. They might agree with your dream, but they don't believe in your dream. It's two different things. People see you doing something, and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah." And then you do have some people that invest into your dream. They believe in you from the beginning. They just don't have the time or the energy to put in. But you do. I say it's like both ways. You have people that do cheer for you on the side. It's like they're on their own mission, but they rooting for you. They rooting in silence, and them people are good. You know what I'm saying? Because you can still count on them. They might not can make it to every event, or put something on every event, or give you something, but they gonna speak highly about you, and that speaks a lot of volume, because the people what they say when they're not around you, what they say when they're not around you is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really important what the people say, but the people that talk good about you when you're not around, I believe that's the most valuable thing. Then saying, I'm gonna be there for a video shoot, or I'm gonna be there, and you know what I'm saying, and they don't show up. Sometimes that happens too, but most of the time, the people who really love you and support you, they're gonna support from a distance. So you only got yourself to prove. Prove it to yourself. You can do this. It's whatever you want to do in life. You know, just take it one day at a time. Get comfortable. Get uncomfortable, because that's when you learn. When you're uncomfortable. When you're in uncomfortable situations, I think you learn the most. Because you either don't want to do this no more, or uncomfortable is comfortable. You know, so I say in my situations, certain situations that I was uncomfortable, I didn't like it. I stopped doing it. I don't like being uncomfortable. I'll give you a good example. When I was in high school, or any other, it don't really be it, but really in high school, I will always leave without taking my jacket, knowing it's gonna be cold coming home. And I used to always do it and be coming home and I'd be sick, wearing t-shirts and shit, you know. But I had to learn, like, even though it's gonna be hot and I don't want to carry the little hoodie with me with backpack, 'cause at that time that's when you had all your books and all that other shit. So like, no, hell no, I'm gonna keep me a jacket. I'm gonna stay warm. But prove it to yourself. You gotta prove it to yourself, man, because you only got one life to live. You got one life to live, and I'm gonna break it down for you how I look at it. Okay, just say they say the average man. We're just gonna round it off to 80. They say the average man lives to 70 something, but we're gonna say 80. Now, you gotta think about sleep. So we sleep 8 hours a day. Out of 24, that's at least a third already. So we just gonna be like this. You sleep half of your life, almost half of your life. So that 80 is really 40. No, he probably went right past you. If we live 80 years, you sleep half of that 80 years. At least close to half. I'm pretty sure about that. And some people sleep more, but the average person sleep 8 hours or close to like 8, 6, because finances and we got to make money and stuff. But that means we rounding this shit off. That means you got 40 to 50 years to yourself. Now, you still got to work out of that 40 to 50. Now, you got to take 8 hours out of that. Or you might be doing 16. You might be doing double. But we going to take 8. Now, that you really only got like a good 30 to 20 years to really put in the work. So when you really think about it, and that's why they always say, start when you young. Start in your 20s. So when you get through and you about 40, 45, you can sit back and rest and relax and enjoy the rest of your good life. So you really only have 20 to 30 years to prove it to yourself. So you have to prove it. There's no time wasting. And now, hold on. We're going to get back to, we're saying this. And this is if you live a healthy life. That's if you live a healthy fucking life. And that's what we going through right now. People are dying left and right from different type of stuff. And we all know it. I'm not about to name it on here. But, that's if you live a healthy life. A healthy life could be, you could still be alive, but not able to do certain things. So that's if you live a healthy life, man. You got to really think about it. So start now. That's the whole thing. And prove it to yourself. Start now. You should have been started. But if you ain't started, start today. Figure it out. Take you some time. You got to think about it. It's what? The 30th? We got one more day until the end of the month. Start now. So you can start fresh on August 1st. It's going to be some bumps in the road. It's going to be something. This is a part of being an entrepreneur. It's not going to go correct. You going to feel every emotion. You're going to feel headache, heartbreak, pocket break, dollars ache. You gonna get hungry. You gonna have to invest certain things. So you gonna have to prove it to yourself. Why go through all that and just stop? That's what I really started believing in. Why invest all that money and that time that you're not gonna get back, and stop? So you have to prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself. That's the number one thing. You are the vehicle for your mind. Just look at your mind as a a Lamborghini, not a Lexus. A Lamborghini, a Ferrari. You ain't gonna tear that shit. You might, depending on how people want to just go around, but you're not gonna. If you feel that it's in value, take care of it, and your body and your mind is at top tier value. So prove it to yourself and keep going. Don't stop. Don't let nobody get in your way. Wherever you are in the world, I just need, do you know what I need? I need some follows. I need some subscribers. I need to like this so the algorithm can get boosty. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we have a website. I'm Forever With You merch. Go ahead and hit that website. Support the brand. Support the brand. Support the brand. Subscribe, and like. I'm forever with you. Peace.